I am wearing the biggest shirt in the world on me. So I am a hot mess. Oh my gosh. Hey guys. So yes, I am a hot mess. I've got my first of my Harry Potter little things set up back here. I'm going to go outside and get my little tiny Funko Pops in a little bit. But first, crafting time. Sentimental crafting. So I have these cute little things that Taylor and Sarah that we did with Taylor and Sarah when Sarah's first Christmas happened. Now, the one from Taylor's first Christmas, I have that already still on the tree because it was more of a like solid kind of craft. This was something we did a while ago. So this was made for Sarah's first Christmas, 2001. So they're little handprints. We traced their hands, and then of course we cut them out and made them as little wings to hang on the tree. All right, with their little. Look at these little pictures. That is Sarah as a baby. Look at that. Look at your face. It literally looks like a chunky version of Carlisle. And then we've got Taylor, my little bean. Oh my God, I love this little bean so frigging much. Look at that little bean face. Oh my God, I love this little bean face. Oh my gosh. Like, oh, my baby boy. Oh, it makes me want to get teary-eyed. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. So as you guys can see, these are worse for wear, right? They are crispy, they are old. So what I'm going to do with them, because they can't really hang on the tree anymore, they're just getting to the point where I'm so afraid one of these is going to get seriously ripped and I would cry. So we're going to take this and we're going to paint this. We're actually doing it just a really light purple. I went through all my stuff and I just couldn't find anything that looked decent enough. And I thought about making it kind of gradient and going from like a brighter pink into the light purple to make it look more like a sunset or whatever, kind of like an Arizona sky. But all the stuff that I have just doesn't blend well. I have all acrylic paints and they just don't blend very well. Oil paints would blend really nicely, but I don't have any real good oil paints yet. So we're just going to do a light. This is going to look super light on here once it's on. Like it's super, super light. It's just I don't want white. So we're going to put this on, let this dry. Only takes a few moments with acrylic. And then we're going to take these and we are going to glue these down onto here, onto the surface of this, nice and flat. And then after these have dried into place, we're going to seal them with a layer of sealing glue so that it will dry clear over the top of it and they'll be sealed in place. So that's the goal. So we're going to start off by painting this. So I'm going to slide you guys backwards here. There we go. And then we can tilt you guys down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. You guys see okay? All right, so this is what we're going to work on. You'll be able to see Toby's door here. So first and foremost, I'm just using one of these sponge ones because this is a textured surface. So we're just going to kind of brush this on here. And then we are going to go from there. Microphone is right here. I have my coffee again because, you can't go without coffee. I did a huge cleanup today, reorganized everything. So that way everything is ready for Christmas and all the peoples that are going to be coming. Let's see here. Let's take that off just a little bit like that. Okay. So like I said, right now, we're just going to get the paint on there. So it's not like it's anything crazy. Take this stuff out of the way. We don't want any of that dry stuff to get on here. So we're just going to, there's not a lot of this left. So just going to kind of brush this on here. Like I said, we're not trying to make this really, really bright in any fashion. So I'm just going to, we just want it to be, oh, I hate when that happens. Get off my paintbrush. All right. I should have just done this without the thing underneath here because this is my little, whatever you call it thing, but whatever. After we get this kind of wiped on here, because we don't want like if you probably can't even tell on here, but this has like stroke marks, and we don't want the stroke marks. We want it to be textured looking. So we're going to come through after we've gotten all this on here. All right, so now that everything is covered, and we're going to go through and then we'll texture it, push it into the surface. So that way we don't end up with like, we don't want it to be the stroke marks on the canvas. So, well, at least I don't. I'm not one of those people. I don't like to look at the brush strokes of like a brush stroking. So I want it to be more textured. So that's what we're going to do. So, like I said, I don't want it to be too like overly done. I just want it to look decent enough that when we put the thingies on there, they'll look really nice. So we're just trying to get rid of like the brush strokes. So this is going to have some texturizing into it. And then that way when we put the thingies on here, it won't be so overtly done. Now it would have really came out good if I had peeled off the top of the sponge and made it not so crisp of an edge. But it is what it is. And if we just kind of overlap our little dab marks, we won't get anything that's too uniform. All right. Because like I said, the biggest thing is not having a bunch of whatever you call it, marks on there. I don't want brush strokes. There we go. I actually did pretty good in not getting it everywhere, which I'm surprised about. So, also, you guys, has anybody else? Hi, Grant. Has anybody else been watching Fall of the House of Usher? I haven't finished it. I took a step back because it just wasn't doing any good on the channel. Like we just weren't getting anybody watching it. So because there's no real watch time on it, I've decided to kind of just take a step back from it. We'll take a look at some other options. I'm thinking maybe just doing some like older movies or something first to give everybody a chance to kind of get to know like my taste in stuff or whatever. This is super cool looking, you guys. You should see all the little bubbles that are formed and that are like popping. So it's giving it this really cool texture. I want to make sure I thin it out just enough because I don't want it to take 100 years to dry. Also, at Christmas, I will be getting the Hogwarts Legacy. I waited for a long time because I was going to get it for Christmas or for my birthday last year, this year, and things didn't work out very well. And all kinds of other stuff happened. So didn't get it for my birthday. And so I waited and I was like, I'm not going to do any spoilers. I'm not going to watch any playthrough. But then I decided to watch a person that I know does playthroughs, but they did like kind of the more mundane stuff and like any of the really big like storyline pieces, they kind of left that out for you to be able to experience yourself. So I was able to watch what some of the options are in the game, and I'm really digging it. So I want to go in and play it. The fact that I need or start watching Wednesday movie featuring Jenna Ortega. Oh yeah, Wednesday. Oh yeah, that's such a good show. Like it's so good. All right, we're gonna let this dry. I need to set this to the side, but yeah, so that's done. This is gonna dry real quick, and then we can glue these little guys on. So this was, like I said, this was for Sarah's very first Christmas, and I have Taylor's very first Christmas ornament, but it's on the actual tree. Because we usually hang these on the tree, but as you can see, they are definitely worse for wear. They are they are 22 years old. These are 22 years old. And I really am getting sad because I've noticed that like this one's got a lot of discoloration on it. It's got stuff on it from when like Taylor had some chocolate one time and he wanted to put this up on the tree. So it got chocolate and candy on it. I've had to like scrape all that off. So we're going to go ahead and just glue these down to this canvas and make it so that way I can have this up every Christmas without fear that they're going to get damaged. But these are literally some of my favorite photos. Literally, that looks just like Baby Carlisle, but just a chunkier version, like big rounded cheeks. But yeah, so Sarah has he's literally a spitting image of her. And then my baby boy. Like, seriously, how is that not one of the cutest little faces you ever did see? Look at that smiley bean. I love this. Like, he literally looks like me. Look at my baby. I love this little man right here. You guys have no idea. Like, every time I look at pictures of him, or like today I was talking to him and he was going Christmas shopping and he was picking out stuff for Carlisle. And he was talking to me about like some of the things that he wanted to get him and whatnot. So we were going through like what's safe for Carlisle's age group and whatnot. And so we're going through all that. But watching him talk to me and just like his big smile and whatnot, I can't. Like, I want to burst every time I like get on the phone with him and stuff, because he just has the biggest, like, cheesiest shit-eating grin, and I freaking love it, because he is just my whole heart, and like, people don't understand like what that boy means to me. Y'all don't understand. Like, he was so thought out, planned out, was absolutely wanted here on this earth, and I went through everything in this world to make sure that he made it here safe and sound. I even went through the most miserable pregnancy. Not even kidding. Like, my pregnancy was horrendous with him. Absolute living hell. I thought for sure I was going to die at some point during my pregnancy with him. But I would never go back and change it for the world at all, if it meant, like, if anything different would have happened with him. So the pregnancy I experienced, everything gave me this beautiful, beautiful human that I absolutely adore, who is like my entire heart. And then I got to have Sarah added to that. And just, I never understood, like, when people say, it's not that you divide your love, but you grow more of it. They're not kidding. Like, to know, like, had I never had any more kids and I just had Taylor, my heart was absolutely full. And then when I had Sarah, to feel that explosion of love to tenfold, it was just amazing. So kids are just, there's something so genuinely special about little people. Like, not even kidding. And especially when you've done everything in your power to make them get here. That's how I know that Sarah's heart bursts for Carlisle. Like, every time she sees him and looks at him, I can just see every ounce of her just erupting out of her body. The love just spews from her, because you can't not love something that you worked so hard to get here. And the amount of work she put in to have that gorgeous little boy is like, you can see it, you can feel it. It's so palpable. You guys, look at this. This came out so cool. So I textured, as you can see. So I got rid of the brush strokes. So it just is textured like the canvas. So now we just wait for this to dry. Usually it doesn't take too long. It usually takes about 15-20 minutes to dry, because it's acrylic paints, and acrylic paints dry pretty fast. Once they dry, we'll get these guys on there. I'm super excited to put these on the canvas, because I really don't want to lose these. And so these will, every year now that they're going to be on the canvas, they'll get put out after I finish this tonight. These will get put out onto the stand that's out there. But after that, every year at the end of the Christmas season, these will get wrapped up. Because it's going to be on a canvas now, I'll be able to wrap the canvas and put it away with the Christmas stuff, so I don't lose it, because this is holiday oriented and I really don't want to lose this. And that little, oh my gosh, her little chunky 6-month-old, she was almost 7 months old at Christmas time. So, well, she turned 7 months at Christmas time, and my heart just bursts with her. So we had Carlisle's appointment. He's doing so good. He's super tall. So he's still the same. Like the doctor said, he's a string bean. He's tall and thin. So greetings, Earthlings. Greetings, Earthling. Hello, Chris. How are you? But yes. Are you literally chewing your foot? You're such a weirdo. I know, you're such a weirdo. Oh, by the way, I'm going to go get stuff tomorrow, because I found some stuff I'm super excited about. I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow that I can get for Toby for Christmas, because there was a couple things I already purchased for him, but I ended up giving it to him now. But I really do want him to have a couple things. I want to see if he will do it, if he'll open them on Christmas, like actually take the wrapping paper off. We'll have to see. Some dogs will do it, like Tonks would do it. But I want to see if I can get this goofball to do it. Just trying to stay strong. Yeah, I hear you there. So, oh my gosh, come on, thing dry, because this is exciting. I want to do this. But I ended up going to the store because I went over to my cousin's. As you can see, I am wearing the biggest and loosest of shirts. Like I can stick my arms in my shirt. But I went over to my cousin's house because I have another shirt on underneath. I went to my cousin's to wash his dogs for him. I was talking about it this morning, but I was going over there to do that. And it was super funny because their puppy, the 6-month-old puppy, he's insane. Okay. This dog is insane. However, got him into the tub and turned on the water. And as soon as the water hit him, he just kind of went and didn't move the whole time, just stood perfectly still. I was like, that's the stillest and most calmest that dog has ever been, probably in its entire existence. He just stood there. He didn't move. He didn't pant. He didn't bark. He didn't struggle. He just stood there as if though it was the best feeling he's ever had in the entire world. I scrubbed him really good, got the shampoo down in there, scrubbed his fur, brushed through his hair, everything. He didn't move an inch the entire time. Like that dog, you would have thought I was trying to wash a statue. He stood so still. 5 days until the hardest day for me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Chris. So yeah, that was the funniest thing because she was like, "Oh my god, if I'd have known that was the way to quiet him down and get him to calm down for a few minutes, I would have given him baths, 20 times more." But yeah, so he did good. Brucey wasn't too happy about it. Like he doesn't struggle, but he also doesn't like to stay where you need him to stay. He kept moving like away from the area, so I had to keep like pushing him back over so that the thing would reach him. So he kept on kind of like wanting to get away from the flow of water. He's a Labrador, dude. Labs love water. Well, most Labradors love water. Now he loves going to the river. He loves going to the river and playing in the river water, but giving him a bath, he was like, I think I'll stay over this way. But he didn't struggle and he didn't like cause a ruckus or try to climb out. He just wanted to be away from the flow of water. So once I got him all wet down, I turned the water off so that way he would stay still so I could scrub him. So he did really good, got him all scrubbed up and whatnot. But yeah, both of them did fantastic. Now the next one to get a really good scrub is this one over here. You guys, he is an absolute Sasquatch. He is so hairy. I can't even explain it to you. He's so just mangy looking right now. He needs a bath, but he seriously needs a haircut. And right now we have been struggling trying to find one of these people that will do a really good haircut for a pup that's not ever really had a haircut done. And the one lady kept saying, well, I don't want to stress him. I don't want to stress him. Like, I understand you don't want to stress him, but he's at the point now where his hair is matting because it needs to be taken care of. Brushing isn't going to keep doing the trick anymore. He wakes up in the morning and because he's don't do that. Don't do that. I know that your fur is bothering you, but don't do that. Yeah, you've got it soaked because you probably need your feet washed again because, by the way, guys, dogs can get yeast in between their toes because of the fact that they have like their toes are webbed and not all dogs, but Toby does have webbed feet. So he's been doing a lot of licking and whatnot, which tells me he's probably got yeast in there. So I've been treating his toes, but he's got so much hair that can cause it too. And I don't have like dog clippers. They're totally different than what you would use for humans. And this dude right here, Tobias, stop. You're just going to lick the medicine right off of there. You got to stop. Hey, I know. You got to stop chewing on it. He's like, Mom, this collar is so big. Is it so big? Oh, no. Look at that face. Look at that face. He's so freaking stinking cute. It's 4 days until Christmas. I know. On the flip side, I get to see my girlfriend tomorrow. See there, that's always look at the good sides, right? Got an iPhone 15 yesterday. See, there you go. Look at the bright side of things, right? I mean, I get that there are things in our lives that just are absolutely horrible. There's times where you look at things and you wish that certain people were still here. Holidays can be super difficult when someone is no longer earthside with us. But yeah, there are things that can be like for us really difficult when we think of certain people and certain little ones that didn't make it here. This is really like a darker, harder time for Sarah because of, missing Penelope and the fact that she didn't get to have a first Christmas, and whatnot. So it's hard for her. This would have been her, technically, if she'd been born in August of 2021, then she would have had a Christmas in 2021. And then she would have had a Christmas in 2022, and this would have been her third Christmas coming up. And so it's really hard to realize like she's not here and she's not enjoying these Christmas gifts, and we're not buying her toys for, a 3-year-old and whatnot, like, because she would have been turning 3 in 2024. So it's like you think of all the things, like she would have had a 2.5-year-old child at this Christmas, and it's still very, very difficult to enjoy things but also feel sadness at the same time. So yeah, emotions are like that, you guys. Like that's the joys and the sadnesses in life, and you have to hold on to all the good things that come with it, but also some of the really hard parts. My son wants to turn me into a jungle gym. Yeah, that was Carlisle today. He was definitely using Sarah as a full-on jungle gym today. Come on, thing, you're so close. We got lots of dry spots, and then we've got a few wet ones. Come on. Like it's almost dry. So it's got just a couple of little spots that are like right there is still a little bit, like right in here. You can still see like a little bit of moisture there. But this part up here is pretty much dry. That's that side that's still. Come on, you're so close. So yeah, this is going to be definitely different because I don't have a way to, I'm going to have to brush on the glue on the back of this and then place it where I want it. I'm going to place him this direction, and then I'm going to place her this direction. If that's what I think that's what I was going to do, right? I think I was going to go him right here, like there. And then I think I was going to put her like this, or am I going to go this way with him? Let me see here. Or am I going to go this way with him? All right, which would be right there. And then this way with her. I think like that. I think that's how I was going to do it. Yeah, because otherwise it would go like this and like this. I might even do it that way. That's actually a really cute one too, like that. And then I can put her right underneath here, right? So going that way. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Like that. Yeah. I'm trying to decide how I want it to look. That way, then that way, or this way, and then this way. I was trying to decide earlier about this too. Like that and like that. I don't know. I really like it like that. Okay, I think that's the way I'm going to do it there, like that. So, yeah. And the funny part is I don't have hello spams. Right now, go away. Oh, the spams. Well, I have the ads going, so I will wait for that to finish. Jesus, the ad is taking forever. Okay. Let's see here. So yeah, that'll go there. And then this one will slide upward. And we'll have it to where that is. Come on. Like that, because I don't want them to overlap on top of each other. So is it going to have to go the other way? I think it has to go the other way. If I want these to line up right, I have to go this way with it. Because if I don't, then I end up with wings in places we don't want wings. Unless I go, come here, go back this way, Tay. Okay. Like that, right? So having him there. But if I move her this way a little bit more, because I really did want her in this corner, but that doesn't reach there. So Ah, there we go. Okay. Spams. So some of you might be getting ads run. So just an FYI that yes, we do have that. All right. So I don't have anything heavy to like hold this into place. Let me see, make sure my brush is nice and soft because I used this the other day to do my puzzle. All right. Make sure everything is good to go. And then we're going to put him on first so that we can get that right in place. All right. Oh, hope this works out the way I'm hoping. Probably should open it, huh? You're going to come out of there and are you glued in place again? I had this problem last time because I had glue in there. Oh, I'm so sorry. That I know that feeling. I want to make sure we have enough on here. Oh, please don't let this just make an absolute disaster. This is going to make an absolute mess on my desk, and I'm okay with that right now. Okay. Please let this work out. And I don't have something to weigh this down, so I'm really hoping that this will just stick like I want it to without giving me too many issues. All right, let's hope that this will work. Hi, little mama. Okay, let's hope. Why is that not sticking? There's glue on you. Doing a craft. Taking my decorations from when you and Taylor were babies and putting them on a canvas. I'm hoping that I can get it to stay there because I don't have a way to. That's going to leave glue on my table. Go to bed, baby. Oh, thank you. Okay. We're going to hope that that just stays down. I really don't want it to peel up. And that's going to be the problem I can see so far is that it wants to peel back up. So, and I don't have a thing to set on here that isn't going to like stick to it and like pull it apart. So we'll just have to keep making sure we just check all the little corners and make sure it stays down while we wait for it to dry. I'm going to have glue fingers over here. Oh my God, this is so stinking cute, you guys. Got him glued into place. So just going to wait for that to dry. I don't want to try to do his and hers at the same time. So I'm going to try to see if I can get his to stay put first and then add hers on. So for now. That looks like it's sticking. Let's see here. I don't have a thing. I'm going to have to get a thing to wash this so that way I don't end up with clumps of glue stuck to my table. Be right back. Let me go grab a thing to grab that off of there. Where's the... The fact that the brothers grow a really big relationship right there as they're doing this whole thing. Okay. Yeah, I hear you there. I actually hurt my back the other day. All I did was pick up the baby. Picked him up wrong though. Picked him up and lifted him up, and my back went. Don't know what you think you're doing, but that ain't it. So it was not a pleasant experience. Let's see here. Then next we're going to put her right here. So let's make sure I'm going to stay down. And that's going to be the fun part when I do this. Why do you keep wanting to come up? Like, quit coming up. Like, quit lifting. I don't have anything heavy enough to keep that down, so it keeps wanting to come up off of there. See, I had painter's tape. Then painter's tape, you just lay it over the top of your project, and it won't peel the paint away. It'll keep whatever you put it on in place, but it won't peel the paint. So it won't peel the paint, but it means it also won't peel the filming of the photo. So what are you doing, you big old booty? Oh, that was a good burp. Hey, big butt. You guys see the size of this dog? Like, look at this head. What are you doing? I know you're so dang big. Okay. He's going to wake up the baby because his big old butt is making all this noise. By the way, if you guys are wondering why I said it, Carlisle's bed is right above me. So whenever this guy gets going crazy, he can end up waking up the baby. So have to keep him from acting too crazy. Okay, let's try this. Hers is way more bent than his is, so I'm going to try to... This is going to be a nice little disaster. I hope this works. I really hope this works. Oh no. I gotta move hers just a little bit. Come on, you gotta move just a little bit. Okay. Oh no. Get off there. Come here. Like I said, hers is definitely was more warped. So I'm trying to give more pressure to hers. Like his is staying down now. The head part might be the only part. Hi, Jessie. that I have to worry about at this point. So we'll go over there. Let's open this up. Let me have that open. Come on, thing. Of course, because I have the dog over here earlier. That made a big old mess out of my table as he runs in and out. So he brings lots of dirt inside with him. I'm going to wipe my fingers off because there's glue sticking to my fingers. I don't want that to stick to the picture. No, just stay down. Okay, so now we just wait. Hers seems to be the one that's giving me the hardest time, so. So, yeah, hers just does not want to stay stuck to the paper. Okay, hold on. Let's get a little bit more glue on here. Oh, open. Ah, stop. All right. I don't know why it's spewed out like that. No, stay down. Just stay down. Don't peel up anymore. Just stay down. All right. I might have to just set this on top of there to make it stay. To give some weight to it. I don't know if that's even going to be enough weight. Okay, let's leave that like that. And we just wait it out. The rest of it seems to be doing okay. It's the headpiece on hers that just does not want to stay down. And I don't have anything heavy to like keep it that way. So we just have to do what we're doing now. Oh, my ponytail is way too tight on the bottom. Oh. I am taking, I'm making what I call sentimental craft here. I have some ornaments that I made with the kids for Sarah's very first Christmas. And we took and we drew traced their hands and then cut those out, made little angel wings out of their hands, and then made little angel bodies. And then we took their own photo and made that, of course, the face. And so, with that being said, over the years, these have aged pretty badly. And of course, they've gotten to the point where they don't hang on the tree anymore. And so I am placing them on a board to keep and put out from here on out. So during holidays, this will be set out. But this one piece does not want to stay. I'm just going to sit here and hold it and hope that it dries into place because it's not wanting to stay down. And I don't want to get any glue on the face. So I'm trying to hold this in place. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing right now. Once this is all dried into place, then I will take another layer of glue and we'll cover the whole thing in a layer of glue, which will allow it to pretty much have a layer that's keeping it down. I really should have gotten painter's tape out. I don't have any right now, so that would not, I don't think I do. I do. Y'all, I have painter's tape. And since that does not want to stay down, we're going to glue it into place and then let it dry from there. So just take a little painter's tape. Good Lord, why do you keep bursting out the top? There's no glue in the top of the bottle. Stop. Her headpiece does not want to stay down. So we're trying to get her headpiece to stay down. So I'm going to put this right over her picture and tape it into place for now. And hope that that will allow it to dry in place. Ah, there we go. So that will hold that down. Woohoo! All right. Sounds good to me. So for now, she got tape on her head, but There we go. So once this is completely dried into place, I will put a seal over it. And then whatnot. So no, Sarah is not going to stay like that. It's just to hold the thing in place until it's done. I also happen to do it upside down, so that's even funnier. I'm going to actually title it back here and write the stuff down on it, but I accidentally put it on the canvas upside down. That's all right. I'm not too concerned about it. I mean, it's obviously self-explanatory. It says it on there, Christmas of 2001, which is when Sarah was born. So how stinking cute is that? And you can see how aged they are because like this one, Taylor's has got like chocolate bits that got stuck on it. Those have been there for forever because, you know, they like to put his stuff up on the tree every year. So it's got like bits and stuff on it. They're aged really, like they're so aged. There's like candy bits on some of it. So it's pretty funny, like to look at it and know like the history of what each little thing is, like to me anyway. Other people wouldn't understand it. Of course, it's not for them to understand it, but like for me to be able to look at this and look back at it and remember like every little detail of what each little thing was when it happened, it's just so sentimental. And like other people be like, oh, you can just toss that, you know, like it's old and you can just probably throw that away. And I can't see taking and throwing a picture of my kids away. Like it's got their little faces and each little divot and mismark on it and thing that's on each of these little pieces means something, you know. I remember how each one of them happened, and it's like I can't see tossing something like that out. So yeah, so I was like, I want to just get this set up so that I can put it up. But anywho, guys, I am going to be getting Hogwarts Legacy for Christmas. And I am going to probably put it, I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking Xbox because then I can play it on the big screen TV. Not sure yet. I'm thinking it through. I've also looked at getting it for the PC. I don't think this computer can handle it, so probably not, but I do prefer playing mouse and keyboard. I don't think that's going to happen. So if I get it on my computer, or if I get it on my TV or on my Xbox, I mean, I'll be able to at least record some of my gameplay and whatnot, and I might post it on here. This is, of course, my channel is called Marie and Her TV, so it could be a number of things. It could be a reaction video. It could be me doing a gameplay playthrough. It could be me, you know, just showing you guys a movie review or a trailer review or looking at something that's new coming out. All kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Is I don't know yet. Like I said, I've watched a couple people so far do some playthrough. And I have refused to watch anything that has to do with end game or completion of game or any big tasks in the game. The girl that I've watched so far, I'm so happy that she cuts the scene anytime it comes to like the dialogue of like, of course she's playing it, so she knows where she needs to cut it to not share it with everybody else. But anytime she knows she's getting ready to go into like a big task when she was doing the gameplay, she would insert herself and say, you know, we're going to step away from this moment. We'll come back at this point, because she wants people that are wanting to play the game to have gameplay experience without spoilers. And I thought that that was really cool. Like, yeah, I mean, there's still spoilers in a way. Like, you get to see a lot of like the detail of the castle, some of the walkthrough of the castle, how to solve some of the little like kind of side quest puzzles, which I thought was really, really cool. I was like, thank you for that, because I want to be able to do side quests as well when I play the game, but I also don't want them to take up so much of my time that I have hours in gameplay, but I lose a lot of the hours from the main quest, like the main story. So I was kind of glad that she shows some of those, not all of those. And so she leaves some of them to be desired, some of them for you to kind of figure out on your own. And so I was like happy about that. So she doesn't solve all the little internal puzzles, but she shows you like, here's going to be another task. Here's going to be another puzzle. You'll have to figure this out. And then she goes on to figure it out. And then the scene cuts and she goes to another scene, to another object, to another gameplay piece. So I've gotten to see quite a bit of Hogwarts Castle, but not all of it. Um, I also got to see two different people do some of the gameplay. She played as the girl that I watched, she played as a Gryffindor. Now, if you want to be genuine, right? If you're genuine, you're not picking your house. What you're going to do is if you go on to thewizardingworld.com onto, the site that's the actual Harry Potter website, so the Wizarding World, and you let the Wizarding World do your sorting hat quiz and whatnot, you will do your sorting hat quiz, your wand quiz, and your Patronus. If you do all of that on the Wizarding World, when you sign into Hogwarts Legacy, you sign in using your Wizarding World sign in, you link the two things together, and the sorting hat will sort you into your house that the Wizarding World has sorted you into. And you'll be like your genuine, like how you were actually sorted. You'll actually, when you get your wand, will be your wand that you received on the Wizarding World website. And your Patronus will be the Patronus that you conjured and built for yourself when you took the quiz. So it's really cool that you can link it and then you genuinely get like all your stuff. Um, Now you can choose to play as a different house. Like you can choose to be sorted differently, even if you're like, say, I am sorted into, let's say I am a Gryffindor because I'm a Gryffindor on the website. But let's say I decide I don't want to play as a Gryffindor. Let's say I want to play as a Ravenclaw or a Hufflepuff. I'm actually really tempted to play as a Hufflepuff because the other girl played as a Hufflepuff and so amazing. So yeah. No, she did not play as a Gryffindor. She played as a Hufflepuff. And to watch her play, because she is a Hufflepuff on the Wizarding World website. And I am in love with the Hufflepuff common room on the game. The common room is just so amazing. But I did notice something. The other girl that I watched that played as a Gryffindor and the girl that I watched that played as a Hufflepuff, your dialogue in game with certain characters is very different. And how you get to from this point to this point with that character, the path is different. So if anybody's ever wondering, like, to get this task done, is it the same no matter what house you're a part of? What? No, it is very different. The dialogue is different. You get to the same end point, but you go about it differently. And I think that that's really cool. So you can play the same gameplay, the main quest, as a different house, and but your dialogue will be different. So you can do the exact same playthrough, but it will be different in how you get from point A to point B, depending on what house you're a part of. So I thought that was really, really cool. Um, so yeah, I thought that was really neat. And I've only seen every person play a certain way on one of the side quests. It's like a side task. And each of them has played that side quest, and every one of them has made the same like decisions, other than the last person, with certain spells that are like that you can learn. Only one person learned certain spells versus the other people decided not to learn those. And so I thought that was kind of cool. Watching the other person learn those spells, but still having the same outcome, uh, broke my heart in a way. Like I'll be honest with you, this gameplay, if you decide to play Hogwarts Legacy, no, no spoilers, but dude, have a box of tissue with you. One, because of the pure excitement of getting to be a wizard in the wizarding world. And two, the just straight up beauty and then the emotional attachments you make to characters you don't like that aren't even real, but like they feel so real. Like you become so attached to the way that all these characters are and who they are and how you go about learning them is just like, it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I don't want that piece to keep coming up, but it just keeps riding back up. What is happening? I'm gonna just lay this right on top of that. All right, we're gonna leave that like that. Probably just gonna leave it for the night and then I'll do the rest of it. Oh my gosh, yes, I'm so excited for Christmas. For me, I love watching my kids open up their gifts. I love, now that there's Carlisle and he's little, absolutely love watching the joy on his face as he's seeing new things, learning new things, experiencing new things. But also, this is like the first Christmas for me in a really long time where I really genuinely thought of things like that I really would like to have or do for Christmas, for myself. And I've never really thought about that. Like people always say, well, what do you want for Christmas? And I always say, I'm not worried about me. You can get me just something simple. Like, it doesn't, I'm not picky. And I'm not. And so this Christmas though, I really sat down and thought like, if I genuinely wanted someone to get me something, is there something I genuinely want? And I sat back and I thought it through. And there was a couple things that I definitely wanted, but they don't. There's just not anything for them. Like they just, as you guys know, I'm a Twilight fan, and I've always been a Twilight fan. But there's really just not any real like memorabilia, any kind of like real draw for like products from it, right? Like you've got your books. There's also like the graphic novels. I have those. They also never continued the graphic novels. They like stopped and never finished the books. They like started. We've got the Twilight 1 and 2 because the graphic novels it's split into 2 books, and then the first part of New Moon. But they never did the second part of New Moon, and then never touched Eclipse or Breaking Dawn. So we don't have any of those graphic novels for those. So I'm super bummed out about that. So I started going on a search to see like what do they have, and then I looked up Funko Pops because I have one Funko Pop that I got, and it's the Edward Funko Pop, just regular Edward in his little gray petticoat and whatnot. And any Funko Pop you try to get that has anything to do with Twilight, and the ones they have available for you to purchase for Funko Pop, they're all over $100, all of them. Not only are they over $100, but there's only a limited like set of characters. So they didn't go all out. So you've got like 2 different forms of Bella. You got 2 different forms of Edward. So you got Edward in his petticoat, Edward in the tuxedo, Bella in the no, there's 3 Bellas. You got Bella in her like the first one where she's wearing the jean jacket, in the first Twilight movie. Then you've got Bride Bella, so Bella is a bride, and then you have Vampire Bella, and then you have Jacob, and it's just shirtless Jacob. Then you have Jane of the Volturi, and I think that that's it. Like I don't think that there's any other ones that you can get, and so I'm like, what? Why? I do have the ring set. I do have like the little box that has everybody on it. So it has like, I have the Eclipse box. So it's like a trunk. I have that. And then I have I think it's a wristband, like the wristband that Edward wears. Otherwise, that's it, like memorabilia wise. And so I was kind of like irked about it. And then, of course, I do have the big illustrator's book companion that goes with the movies. And then I have the big like illustrated guide that Stephanie wrote that like has like the drawings of how she envisioned the characters and the dress and like all the background detail of what she saw in her head for each character and for each scene and for like the environment. And so I thought that was really cool. And then I do have the book that has all the different things during the filming. So like the call list, some of the script, some of the photos from behind the scenes. It's got like an invitation for the wedding. It's like really amazing. It's like the movie companion. So really neat. But other than that, that's it. Like they don't have anything else available out there. Whereas if you go towards the Harry Potter side of things, there are things that I absolutely love doing. And as you guys know, and I've talked about it here, is puzzles. I love puzzles, puzzles, painting, coloring, drawing. I love it. One of the things that you can do puzzle-wise is Lego, right? Legos or 3D or 4D puzzles. I love 4D puzzles. And one of the things I really genuinely wanted was going to record it. I'm probably, I don't know if I'm going to record Christmas morning, only because, like I said, the baby is there and we don't put him on camera. We try to really limit his camera showing. As you guys, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I have gone back in and our videos where I've had like sit downs and we've been talking or whatever, if he's been in them, we've taken them off or we've privated those videos. Sarah really just doesn't want him on camera, and he wants to be when I'm filming, he wants to be right in my lap. And so I can't do that. So anytime I am like, if I'm going to be filming, I have to film away from him, which is why I now have my setup in here, because This way, if I come into my office space, I don't have to worry about like when I close my door, this is my space, this is where I'm at. And I don't have to worry about him being like up, 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 because he loves seeing himself on camera, by the way. So we don't want to like have him online until he's old enough to really understand and choose like whether or not he wants to share himself with the world. Um, and that's Sarah's decision. And I think that that is a smart decision, especially nowadays and the way things have been going for a lot of like the family vloggers and stuff, and a lot of the people who put their kids on the internet. I get super sad seeing some of the stuff people film with their kids. And I'm like, yo, like a lot of people will be like, well, you filmed your daughter with seizures and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but she knew those things were going on. She was also 13 and 14 years old. And we had discussions before ever sharing any of those videos, by the way. So deep, deep discussions. Those also have been removed. She wanted to be able to see if there were people out there that understood her and were dealing with the same things as her. And she didn't want to feel like she was alone, because in our community, there's just not really any understanding of what was going on. And she wanted to reach out. And I thought that that was really brave of her and really amazing of her. And yes, it is scary seeing those kind of videos and whatnot, but it was a discussion that was had. And it wasn't just oh, let me post my kid on the internet having this issue. It was always talked about and discussed, and she always reviewed footage prior to us ever posting it. And so that's the important part, is consent, and talking with, especially when you have kids that are teenagers. My kids were teenagers when we started posting videos, by the way. So that's the biggest difference, is they need to be old enough to understand consent and understand like what's happening. And, when we post these things, what can happen, and the way people may view things. And until they're old enough to really quite understand that, you shouldn't be just posting your children all over the internet. But anywho, especially not in embarrassing scenarios or in disciplinary scenarios, or when they're having a meltdown, like just put the camera away and take care of the meltdown and help them get through it. I can't understand people like purposely scaring their kids and stuff like that. But anyway, sidetracked. But I did go through a bunch of stuff that I really did want this year for Christmas. And I was able to get a couple of those items, and I'm super stoked about it. Jay got me the 4D puzzle of the Hogwarts castle. And I have not looked at the details of it. I haven't seen any of like, I stayed away from online to look at like how it looked. So when it got here, it was, and it was already in a brown box. So I chose not to do anything but just wrap that box. I knew what was coming. It had from him on it. So I knew it was coming from him. And I wrapped it in the box. I was like, I'm not taking it out. I don't want to see any of the details. Neil got me the Lego Hogwarts castle. We looked at several different ones. And the one I ended up getting is the one that was $169. And it's the one you can add the lighting setup to. So that's really cool. But we looked at the two different sets. Now, I didn't look at any of the, you would love to see that, what, the 4D puzzle, or like putting the puzzle together. I will be sitting down and filming that with you guys. Probably going to sit down and do that live, building the 4D puzzle, and probably building the Lego castle as well. So I'm super stoked to do that online and to do that live with you guys. It'll be one of our like little get-togethers, because I am so thrilled. I love doing puzzles like that. I cannot wait to sit down and like build that with you guys. And those will go up here with, like, I already have the Thestral pulling the school cart with the tree, and then it's got Luna Lovegood and Harry Potter there with the Thestral. So I really thought that that was super cool. That was a lot of fun to put together, by the way. I also have a camper that I put together. So we have an RV with RV living, and it comes with the two adults and a little baby in there. It's the coolest thing in the world. I love it. It's so neat. So yeah, that was so much fun to put together, the little RV. But yeah, so we have that. But yes, I got the Hogwarts Lego castle. And then, because we were reading up on the two different ones, you have like the $500, almost $600 Hogwarts, and then you have the one I got. And the $500 or $600 one is like the really tiny, tiny Lego pieces, and it's scale. Like when it's all built, it's the entirety of Hogwarts, but it's much smaller scale. So all the pieces are really, really tiny. And then the one that I end up getting, the pieces are a bit bigger, so its scale is bigger. So when you put it together, it's going to be larger, and it even has the boathouse and stuff with it, and Hagrid's hut and stuff like that. So that was kind of the biggest thing. Was the other one is just Hogwarts, and the you have the boathouse kind of built in on there, but you don't get all the other stuff. And the one I ended up getting, you get Hagrid's hut and the I think the Whomping Willow that goes on the grounds, and it's really more like it's larger scaled pieces, but you get more detail, I guess would be the way to put it. There was somebody I saw online that did like where you go and you purchase all the different pieces of Hogwarts, right? So like each one, like you could it opens up and you can see inside of it, but then they somehow the way that you do it, the lady said when she finished it, like putting it all together, there's pieces that you have to remove to make it actually end up flush together. But it does work out, but you can't open the pieces and see like the internals if you have them individually. The other thing that I do want to get, which I do not have, is I want to get Diagon Alley. They have all the parts and pieces for Diagon Alley, and I would love to do that because I would love to put the entire Hogwarts up. I would love a Hogsmeade, the entirety of Hogsmeade. That would be amazing. And then like the Hogsmeade Village, and then to have Diagon Alley as well. I would love to have all of those in Lego form and put that all together. I think that would be sick because I do love Harry Potter just as much. And I can say that if it came down to it, like if one had to go like movie wise, I love the Twilight books. The movies could use a bit of work. Like, don't get me wrong. I think that they did a great job with what they were working with. They were a low budget film in the beginning. So the first movie is very low budgeted and whatnot. I think that the character choices, I would have probably done a couple of changes character wise, but I think they did pretty good with the main set. So like I wouldn't change Kristen Stewart out for as Bella. I would leave her as Bella because she nails Bella's character from the books. She's very sullen, sulky, kind of in her own head, not like the other kids, very awkward, kind of put offish, doesn't really fit in. So Kristen nails that role. Uh, I think Taylor Lautner did a fantastic Jacob. He even plays off the really moody, kind of jerkish behavior pretty well. Robert Pattinson, I really enjoy Robert Pattinson, especially in all the other movies he's done. I would say for Twilight, I might have picked somebody a little more broody, would be the only word I can think of, a little more broody and not so pained all the time. Like I understand that Edward's in pain anytime he's around Bella, but like he's better at hiding it. Like he just looks angry. Bella perceives him as someone who's angry or just rude and mean, whereas Robert Pattinson's character on screen came off as very pained and disgusted. Like he was just like as if though somebody just stubbed his toe and whatnot. So I kind of think like he would have been one of the people I probably would have changed from the movies. Um, I would not change out who they put as Carlisle Cullen. I absolutely love that they chose Peter Facinelli, and I love him. He is one of my favorite people. If you've never watched Nurse Jackie, you should because he plays Coop, and one of my favorite characters of all of Nurse Jackie. And then who else would I have thought of being a little bit different? Nobody else really. I think that everybody else came across as really, really good. So yeah, I mean, Reeser did amazing as Esme. I think she kind of came off a little bit older than she's supposed to be, um, because Elizabeth Reeser is on the older side. So when she played Esme, Esme's character in the book, she's only supposed to be like when she was changed, she was only 23 years old. So she's just a kid. Still, like my kids are 22 and 25, 22 and 24. Taylor's about to be 25 years old, you guys. And I look at like Sarah still looks like a baby to me. She's still so young. And I'm like, Elizabeth Reeser's character playing as Esme, she's a bit on the older side. So she portrayed her and she came off as a little bit, well, so did Peter too. But seeing him look a little bit older, you needed somebody else to match with him that looked a little bit older. So it worked out that they did those two characters as older. And the only other thing I think I would have changed that they did so badly in those movies, so bad, y'all, is the wigs. They did Rosalie's character or Nikki Reed's character so dirty through all the movies. The only one where Nikki Reed has real hair is in the first Twilight, and they actually bleached her hair, but it was causing her hair to fall out, and so she didn't want to bleach her hair again. So yeah, I know, but we won't put him on online opening his presents. Uh, so we'll let you guys, I'll show you guys like what all he got afterwards and stuff, but we won't be posting like his reactions and stuff because, like I said, he won't be online for that. Um, but yeah, so if I do happen to do some filming of him of that morning, it will be edited down footage to where his face won't be in the video. So yeah, that'll be one of those things where we don't share his face and stuff online. We're really trying to get more strict about, not having that out there. People can be so cruel and so weird, and just kind of, they kind of make you feel a little uncomfortable when they say things like, I posted a picture of him doing something. He was doing something, but it was just the backside of him. And all these ad things on Instagram started messaging about, we think your baby is beautiful, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, you don't even see him. What, baby? Yeah, give me a minute. I'm almost done. Um, just like, oh, we would love to, set up a whatever with you with our product if you want to do like a whatever. And I'm like, first of all, he's my grandson. He's not my baby. Secondly, you don't even see him in the little clip. And so like you don't know what you're talking about. You're just reaching out randomly to people to try to get your product out there. And it just, to me, it made me laugh. So we'll go for stuff like that. Is this going to stay down or is it going to keep peeling back up? It's going to keep peeling back up. Why can't you just stay down? I don't understand why that piece wants to keep coming up. Like it's nice and tacky. You'd think it would just stay down. Can you just stick? We do have popcorn. No, we don't. We did? I'm going to have to go in there and look. I could have sworn I still had a whole box of popcorn. So, anyway. So, yeah, this is going to have to sit and dry overnight. Sarah's head keeps trying to pop off of there. So, we're going to have to. her head won't stay put. Hopefully, the top part of her head stayed put, and then we'll be able to take that off of there later. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off here. Yeah, so we won't be doing any filming of Carlisle opening his presents. That's going to get shared online of any like him reacting to them. But I'll probably come on and see you guys later on to kind of do a show of like some of the stuff that we got and let you guys see like what we're going to be doing to put together for a video, whatnot. So you guys are awesome. I'm going to get off of here and I'm going to get ready for bed and I'm going to go help Sarah out. So you guys are awesome and fantastic. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.